Hello my lovely subscribers! Thank you all for joining me today. Today's video is going to be quite fun. It's a little different. It's not going to showcase my art, but rather it's going to be of my favorite artists. So a lot of you guys have asked me before who my favorite artists are, who am I inspired by, and if I have any good art books to recommend, and I definitely do. I am a proud owner of several art books that I routinely read for inspiration, or if I'm feeling like I'm in a rut and I want that extra creative boost, or you know, if I need reading material for the toilet. No, I'm just kidding. Well, not really. But yeah, so these are some of my favorite art books and I'm so excited to share them with you guys. I just want to say before I start that I am not sponsored by any of these art books. I bought all of them with my own money or received them as gifts from people I know. No one paid me to say any of this, so these are genuinely my favorite artists and my favorite books for inspiration. So I hope you guys enjoy. Oh my gosh, they're so heavy. Okay, here they all are. I think I like threw out my back filming that shot. So apparently I can't lift more than like 20 pounds. This is why it's important to go to the gym, guys. I haven't gone to the gym in like 2 years and do you see what I've become? Anyways, so my first book is by James Jean and it is called Pareidolia. Dear James Jean, I'm really sorry if I pronounced this name wrong. I think it's called Pareidolia, but feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Other James Jean fans out there, if you know the correct pronunciation of this book title, please tell me.
The reason why James Jean is one of my favorite artists is because there's almost like a dichotomy of emotions present in each of his pieces. You know, they're chaotic yet elegant, they're beautiful yet tragic, and his work just transports me into a different dimension where both of those emotions can coexist in a very cohesive and meaningful way. And looking through this book almost brings me to tears sometimes because it's just emotions I'm not used to feeling in this present world.
So the second book is also James Jean and it's called Suggs Wing and it's a really recent publication. I think he released it this year, a few months ago. This one my boyfriend got me as a present, a surprise present, so thank you, Tan. But he made only 2,000 prints of this edition, so I'm really lucky to have snagged one of them. It's signed, the pages inside are gorgeous. See, it's got this like pearly iridescence to it.
So Suggs Wing is a little bit shorter than the first book I showed you. Instead of focusing on a body of work that encompasses many years, it focuses on his one solo show that happened very recently, I think in 2015. And because it only focuses on one show, we get a really in-depth look at a lot of behind-the-scenes processes of how some of his pieces came to life, down to the concept sketch, all the way to the final exhibition on the walls in the gallery in Tokyo.
The third book is, you guessed it, James Jean yet again. This one is called Rebus and it details his works from I think 2001 to 2011. It's another type of book where it's just a collection of his pieces, and this one was given to me by an awesome art collector of mine. I introduced him to James Jean and he became a huge fan, so he ordered one book for himself and one book for me. So thank you so much, Brian. It's so nice of you to give this to me as a present.
First of all, this book is super massive and heavy and the edges of the pages are lined with this metallic red color. The book itself is a work of art. And with a combination of Rebus and Pareidolia, which are the two large books by James Jean, you definitely get an all-encompassing view of his entire collection of work, from 2001 all the way to recently, which is around 2014. Yeah, these two books together definitely make any James Jean fan very satisfied.
This book is by a Chinese artist. Her name is Xiao Bai. And she is quite well known, I think, in the digital painting and tattoo world. But I actually was just in the bookstore and I saw this cover and I had no clue who she was or what she was about. I just flipped through the book and it was so beautiful I had to take it home with me.
So what I love most about Xiao Bai's work, by the way, please correct me if there are any other Chinese people out there who know how her name is actually pronounced. But the reason why her work really impresses me and resonates with me is because her women are almost your kind of typical, beautiful, peach blossom Chinese maidens from that ancient era, but she always adds a different edge to them. You know, instead of being very fragile, they have tattoos, they have weapons, they have a little bit of strength. And I really love that she brings that into these women. They almost seem like heroines.
This one is called the Prisma Collective, and it's named after the artists that are featured in this book, who are all part of an art collective called Prisma. And I got this at a gallery opening where this gallery in downtown San Francisco showcased all of their works.
This book is very special, and I bought it when my art career was just beginning. More important than the beautiful pictures is the actual interviews that they conduct with each artist. I believe there are over 30 to 50 artists featured in this book, and they ask them a series of questions about if they have advice on how to begin art careers, or how to talk to galleries, or what materials they like to use, or how they find inspiration, and all this useful information. And it's really, really helpful to see the variety of answers that all these different artists have to offer. So I recommend it.
This one is called Pot Painting by Camilla D'Errico. And I got this one on Amazon. It was actually quite inexpensive. It was maybe like $15.
This is another book that I purchased in the beginning of my art career to learn more about the pop surrealism industry, as well as how Camilla's highly successful career came to fruition. She not only gives you very helpful tutorials on her painting techniques, but also has many chapters about dealing with rejection, how to apply for galleries, how to build your art resume, and many useful tidbits of information. So for anyone out there who is a beginner painter or beginner professional artist, or is just curious about the art industry, this is a highly recommended book from me.
And then this is probably my favorite art book that I own. It is Pinks It by Mark Ryden, and not just because it's gorgeous and pink, but this is a huge collection of Mark Ryden's work, and he is probably right up there with James Jean as my favorite artist. He did the Michael Jackson Dangerous album covers, so for any other Michael Jackson fans out there, you guys know what I'm talking about. He's amazing.
Mark Ryden is probably up there with James Jean as my favorite artist of all time. I actually discovered him when I was super young, when I saw the Michael Jackson Dangerous album cover, and at the time I did not know who he was, and only a year ago did I discover that those two artists were the same person. The thing I love about Mark Ryden's work is it's almost like a dark fairy tale. It's like a children's story told in the context and the eyes of an adult. And I just love that there's an element of innocence as well as darkness to all of his pieces, and they fully immerse me in his world.
So I hope you enjoyed this video of my favorite art books. If you have any favorite artists or art books of your own that you think would be awesome to share with me or any other viewers, please leave them in the comments below. I would love to hear your suggestions, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!
To conclude this video, I wanted to proudly share these amazing entries from last month's coloring contest at my Patreon page. It's only $1 to join, so if you're interested, check out patreon.com/happydartist.